Hi, welcome to Gifted and Talented Education's P3 English program. For this video, we will do a comprehension regarding dinosaurs. Please take the time to read the passage carefully twice over so as to get an understanding of what the story is about. Please start now. As of now, you should have finished reading the passage twice. Let us look at the questions given to you over here. The first question, which of the following statements about the first reptiles is not true? Okay, so the keyword here is that it is not true. So we must find something that is false. So we first have to pay attention to the question. Here they are also talking about the first reptiles. So please do not look at the dinosaurs yet, right? So we understand that the question is asking us to find out something that is false about the first reptiles. Okay, to get the answer, we first have to look at the paragraph over here. Okay, it's talking about the first reptiles, which is similar to what we are supposed to find out. Okay, and they said that yes, the first reptiles hatched eggs. The young ones had legs and lungs. They could breathe air. They were on water and on land. Okay, and lastly, they probably ate insects. By a process of elimination, we can see that yes, they were ancestors of dinosaurs. Over here, okay, the first reptiles appeared long before the dinosaurs. In other words, they were the ancestors, right? And so it cannot be this answer. They were also both land and sea animals, as mentioned earlier, so it cannot be 3. And lastly, yes, they mentioned that they laid eggs, they hatched from eggs. So the correct answer should be option number 1. Alright, for question 2, please refer to the dictionary for the meaning of the word resembled. Okay, if your answer for question 2 is 3, you are correct. Okay, I'll show you the meaning of the word resembled in case you're not sure. Alright, resembled means have a similar appearance or qualities in common with someone or something, to look or seem like. In other words, a similarity. So that's why the answer is number 3. Okay, let's move on to question 3. For this question, we have to take note that the answer can be found in the 5th paragraph. Okay, the question is telling us that we know something from the 5th paragraph. In other words, we have to look at a fact given to us in the 5th paragraph. Okay, so let's look at the 5th paragraph, paragraph 5. Which of the following is true? Okay, first it says that some plant-eating dinosaurs became so large that 4 legs couldn't even support them. They were the biggest animals that walked the earth, and they had to spend their lives in rivers and swamps. Okay, now if you look at the question, they never mention anything about the brontosauruses feeding on small dinosaurs, sharp claws and teeth. However, they did mention that they are really big and they lived mostly in swamps and rivers. So the only answer is option number 3. Let's move on to question 4. According to the text, which is the correct order of appearance of the dinosaurs? Okay, we want to look at the correct order. For this question, we must understand that the reptiles came before the dinosaurs. So this and this cannot come first. It's either number 2 or number 3. Okay, we want to know the correct order of appearance from the earliest to the latest. And over here, it's really a giveaway. The earliest reptiles ate lizards, followed by the large reptiles that ate plants, okay, as seen over here. The early reptiles, the first reptiles over here, ate insects, as I highlighted earlier, and the other reptiles later ate plants. So with that in mind, okay, this should come first. Okay, and of all the options here, this is the only one closest to it. Okay, right, let's move on to question 5. For this question, we have to understand that this is an inference question. We have to know which one is considered a fact. In other words, it's not said outrightly, but we can understand that it is true considering the facts given to us. The only answer for question 5 is option number 4. The age of reptiles was the period when reptiles ruled the earth. It is understood because the age of reptiles obviously is because the reptiles were the rulers of the earth at a point of time. Okay? For the last MCQ question, we can find the answer in the passage. Here, the clue is that the dinosaurs disappeared not because, in other words, one of the following answers is false. Let us look at the passage. right? One of the reasons why dinosaurs disappeared was because they just were not clever enough to know how to survive and to escape from their natural enemies. Okay, this is one. And the other is over here. Many dinosaurs were plant eaters, and because they had a lack of food, they died off. Okay, so that's another one. Starvation, that's one. And they were killed by enemies, that's another one. Okay, over here they also mentioned that there were changes in the earth and the climate which killed off the dinosaurs. This is another reason why dinosaurs died off. Okay, so it cannot be 1, 2, and 3. However, so that leaves number 4. 4 is the only answer. You see, you may think that the asteroid killed the dinosaurs. However, it killed the dinosaurs in the vicinity. However, it was not the main reason why dinosaurs disappeared from the face of the earth. So the only answer is number 4. Alright? Now let's move on to the open-ended questions. The first open-ended question asks you how the first dinosaurs were similar to reptiles. In other words, you have to find the similarity between the first dinosaurs and the reptiles. If you have to look at a passage over here, the reptiles ate insects and other reptiles ate plants. Okay, that's one thing that they have. And the first dinosaurs, they, over here, also ate plants. They did not mention anything about insects. So the thing they had in common between the dinosaurs and the reptiles was that they both ate plants. Okay, so that will be the answer for this question, number 7 here. Okay. For question 8, we have to list down the effects of the asteroid collision 65 million years ago. So what happened after the asteroid hit Earth? Let us look at a passage. Okay. Firstly, there was a huge explosion which caused tons of dust to be blasted into the Earth's atmosphere, and as a result, it blocked off the sunlight. And of course, by blocking off the sunlight, it killed off the vegetation. Okay? So we have to paraphrase it. The best way to do so is like this. Okay, there was a big explosion, there was no sunlight on Earth for a long period of time, and lastly, many types of vegetation died. Okay, this will be the optimal answer for this question. Okay, there are 3 things you have to list down: the explosion, no sunlight, and the many types of vegetation died too. All right, now let's move on to question 9. What did the earliest reptiles feed on? It's actually mentioned many times earlier in the passage. Okay, if you were to look at paragraph 2, the earliest reptiles probably ate insects. All right, so just simply write it down. The earliest reptiles fed on insects. All right. For the last question, we have to find out when the Earth began to have seasons. Okay. So over here, if you look at the passage, seasons started to appear when the dinosaurs started to die off, right? There was climate change over here, okay? And here, right? Especially here. The Earth began to have seasons shifting from hot summers to snowy winters. The dinosaurs could not fit themselves to these changes and gradually became extinct. So we can understand that the time when the Earth began to have seasons is the same, around the same time dinosaurs started to become extinct. And when did dinosaurs become extinct again? Over here, about 60 million years ago. They began to become extinct about 60 million years ago. So that should be your answer for the last question. The Earth began to have seasons about 60 million years ago. And that concludes our comprehension on the dinosaurs.